Alright, welcome back to the channel. Today we're making something super practical, super cute, and get this, you can literally see it all. Yes, we're making the see it all pouch. It's like the X-ray vision of pouches, and trust me, this is a game changer for organizing all your little goodies. So grab your fabric, your vinyl, and your sewing mojo because we are about to dive in. And don't worry, I'll guide you every step of the way, sprinkling in some laughs because sewing should be fun, right? Alright, let's get started. Okay, here's what you need to join the See It All revolution. Okay, I'm just joking. Here's what you're going to need to make your pouch. 1, you're going to need fabric for the main body. And you're going to need 2 pieces of this fabric measuring 9 inches by 8 inches, and this is 23 centimeters by 20 centimeters for my metric friends. So you're literally cutting 1 for the exterior and 1 for the lining. So I've just gonna have to cut 1 out of my vinyl, my heart shaped vinyl, and then my white lining. Next, we're going to need a clear vinyl measuring 4 inches by 8 inches. This is 10 centimeters by 20 centimeters for my metric friends, and you can literally use any clear vinyl you want. So this is just for us to embrace the transparency. Next, we're going to need an 8-inch zipper. This is 20 centimeters for my metric friends with a matching zipper pull. Remember, matching zippers equals sewing satisfaction. Next, we need the essentials. We need our ruler, we need our pair of scissors, and then we need our thread cutter. If you do not have a thread cutter, you can go ahead and use your sharp fabric scissors. That works as well. Next, we're going to need some sewing clips. And even though I'm not showing this here, we're going to need a double-sided tape. And lastly, we need our zipper binding. To start with, we're going to be making the binding. But before we continue, I'd like to state that the binding measures 8 inches by 3/4 of an inch. So this is 20 centimeters by 2 centimeters for my metric friends. So this binding is what we're using for our zipper. So what we're going to be doing here is that we're trying to make some custom binding. So I've taken my binding piece, I drew a line down, right down the center, and then I applied double-sided tape on each side of the line. Trust me, this tape will actually save your sanity. So it keeps everything in place while you include the raw edges of this vinyl. So because I'm using vinyl for my binding, I'm sticking with the 3/4 of an inch width. So if you're using maybe a fabric that frills, you might want to double the height to 1.5 inches so that you can fold it 4 times. But like I said, because I'm using vinyl, so I've stuck with the 3/4 of an inch width. So now I am placing the 8-inch edge of my vinyl right on the center line of the binding. Because of my double-sided tape already applied, I didn't need to clip in place. Then you're going to head to your sewing machine, you're going to top stitch the binding in place, and once you're done, you trim your binding. That's if you have excess fabric. If you do not have excess fabric, good to go. Now we're going to be attaching the zippers. I know zippers can be intimidating, but today they're just another step in the process. So you're going to take your lining fabric, lay it right side up so that your 8 inches edge is along the width. Then you're going to place your zipper also right side up along the top edge. You're going to clip this in place and baste. Once this is done, you're going to grab your exterior fabric and you're going to be laying it right side down, thereby sandwiching the zipper in between. So here is my exterior fabric. This is going to go right side down. Then I'm going to be clipping this in place, and I'm going to head to my sewing machine to stitch this with a 3/8 of an inch sewing allowance. 3/8 of an inch is 1 centimeter for my metric friends. Once this is done, you're going to flip everything to the right side so your lining and exterior are wrong sides together. press it flat or just finger press if you're too lazy to grab the iron. No judgment here, but if you're using vinyl like I'm using, you might just need to finger press it so it's flat, and then you're going to top stitch at about 1/8 of an inch from the seam edge. And that's it. Your zipper looks fancy and functional. Next, you're going to be adding the vinyl to the zipper. What you're going to do is you're going to place the bound edge of the vinyl on the unsewn edge of the zipper tip. So you might need your double-sided tape again, because vinyl could be slippery and we're not even ready for necessary drama. So you're going to just place the bound edge of the vinyl on the unsewn edge of the zipper, and you're going to top stitch the vinyl to the zipper, and bam, we're getting closer to the finished line. Now here's where it all comes together. You're going to be folding the whole piece in half, lining up the clear vinyl edge with the bottom edge of the main body. Then you're going to clip the sides and the bottom edges in place, and we're going to be basting with 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. 1/4 of an inch is 6 millimeters. So if you want straight bottom corners, you're done. Just bind the raw edges with your 25-inch binding piece and you're good to go. But if you're feeling fancy like I am, you're going to be rounding those bottom corners. So to round the bottom corners, I've gone ahead to mark 1 inch up from the bottom and 1 inch in from the sides, on both sides. So you can use a curved tool to round the edges, but wait, I think a coffee mug tool should work. Whatever works for you, just to make sure we've got this well-rounded edges. Then stitch along the curves and bind the edges. Before binding the edges, I'm going to quickly trim my sewing allowance to about 1/4 of an inch. So once you've done this, you can now grab your binding. For my binding, I went ahead and I measured 25 inches by 3/4 of an inch, and I'm just going to bind it around. So what I did was just the way we did with the zipper binding. I went ahead and applied double-sided tape on each side of the line. As soon as I was done applying the double-sided tape on each side of the line, I carefully made sure I enclosed the raw edges of the pouch, the basted pouch. Carefully enclose the raw edges till everything was all enclosed. So which is what I'm currently doing right now. If you know you're a pro, you can skip the double-sided application stage. But if you know you're trying to get something super chic and nice, then you might just stick with this. So as you can see, I removed the back of the double-sided tape on one side first, then placed the raw edge, one raw edge of this pouch along that line, then remove the backing of the other side of the double-sided tape, and that was it. So to make things easier, you might just like I'm doing, or I did here, you can just clip the binding in place so everything stays nice and flat and nothing shifts when you're sewing. You head to your sewing machine, sew this round, make sure you catch both sides of your binding, because sometimes there's some parts that you might not catch while you're sewing, especially on the other side. And that's done. When you're done, if you have excess binding around, just trim that off. And there you have it, guys, your very own See It All pouch. No raw edges, no stress, and plenty of style. Perfect for makeup, sewing supplies, or even snacks if you're anything like me. As you can see, I've gone ahead to store my markers in this pouch and I can easily see it all. If you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new project. And if you make this pouch, please tag me on Instagram. I would love to see your creations. Until next time, happy sewing and stay creative. Bye.